गुड आफ्टरनून ऑल। यूट्यूब लाइव सेशन में हमारा आज का टॉपिक है सीमेंट प्राइसेस कुड करेक्ट अप टू 3% इन फिस्कल FY24। अब इससे लगेगा दैट इज इट द एंड ऑफ राइजिंग प्राइसेस इन सीमेंट? वेल, सीमेंट कंपनीज के लिए पिछले 4 साल बेहतरीन रहे हैं। सीमेंट ने हाल ही में कीमतों में एवरेज 4% CAGR ग्रोथ का लगातार चौथा साल कंप्लीट किया है। इससे सीमेंट का 50 kg का एक बैग 391 रुपीज़ का हो गया था, जो पहले कभी नहीं देखा गया। Of course, robust demand was a factor, but too much of capacity under process and a sharp spike in input costs were also reasons for the consistent rise in prices. Since the demand was robust, most of the cement producers could easily pass on the cost hikes to the end consumers without impacting demand. Also, cement supply is still localized, so the competition is normally very local than being at a national level. Thermal costs were a big issue for current cement companies. अगर कोई सीमेंट कंपनी की ब्रेकअप कॉस्ट को देखें तो पावर, फ्रेट और पैकेजिंग कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर के इंपॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट्स हैं। Incidentally, all these items had seen a spike. पावर की शॉर्टेज के कारण उसकी कॉस्ट बढ़ गई। Supply chain constraints meant more inventory cost for the companies. Also, the spike in crude prices resulted in the transport and freight costs going through the roof. All these factors resulted in a surge in the cost structure of cement companies. The good news, as mentioned before, was that these costs could be easily passed on to the end consumers amidst robust demand for cement. Now, it is about competition and lower input costs. इन्हीं कुछ महीनों में दो चीज़ें बदली हैं। फर्स्टली, द कॉम्पिटिटिव इंटेंसिटी हैज़ इंक्रीज्ड। द बिग मूव वॉज मेड लास्ट ईयर जब अदानी ग्रुप ने ACC और अंबुजा सीमेंट्स को अक्वायर किया था, जिससे वो सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट सीमेंट प्लेयर बन गई थी इन टर्म्स ऑफ कैपेसिटी। ओनली अल्ट्राटेक हैज़ अ हायर सीमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेसिटी. The big players are not only in an expansion mode but also undertaking a series of mergers and acquisitions of smaller cement companies to consolidate their position. With more capacity likely to become available in the coming months, the intense competition is likely to pull down prices. और दूसरा फैक्टर ये है कि इनपुट कॉस्ट में तेजी से कमी आई है। Crude costs have come down from $120 per barrel to $75 per barrel, and that has not only reduced freight cost but reduced input cost inflation across the board. Also, timely steps taken by the government has restored near normalcy in power supply to cement companies. Under these circumstances, cement companies में प्रेशर है कि इतने सालों में ये जो प्राइस हाइक्स हुए हैं वो रिवर्स कर दें. Falling input costs and commodity prices are also likely to pull down cement prices in FY24. Now, how much would it add up to? CRISIL estimates that the overall cut in prices of cement, depending on regional disparities, could be between 1% and 3%. That is not a very substantial cut since demand is likely to remain robust. The fourth quarter of FY24 has already seen a 1% fall in cement prices, and that could fall by another 3% in the current fiscal, although any sharp fall from current levels do not look likely. Normally, the cement companies hike prices of cement pre-monsoon. However, this year there has been no cement price hike, and that is indication that downsides are likely to happen in cement prices. Even input costs like Australian coal and pet coke have come down sharply, and that needs to be passed on. Most of the cement companies in India are facing criticism for cartelization, and various legal orders are also underway. The cement industry needs to position itself as a responsible sector, and cutting prices would be a very good way of doing it. Of course, that is assuming that the price of crude does not bounce back due to supply restrictions by OPEC. We have to watch this space. वेल, आज के इस लाइव वीडियो सेशन को लाइक और शेयर ज़रूर करें एंड स्टे अपडेटेड विथ blinkX.